Alright, what's up Dragon Brood? It's been a minute since we've played a good Mondrak deck, and today we're going to go back and try to repair it with Jaxus, because we haven't done that in a minute. And there's a few things that got added in the latest sets that might make these cards just a little bit better. I have a couple quick reminders on 2 Commander Focus events. If you're going to be down in the Orlando area, you can check out commandfestorlando.com for something coming up at the end of October. And if you want something at the beginning of October and you also play Commander, you can check out lotusconevents.com, where you can play casual and competitive for some big prizes. Alright, so let's start with the big cards today. If you don't know what Mondrak is, Mondrak's a 4-mana 4/4. Every time you make a token, you get to make another token. And then you can sacrifice some of those to give this indestructible. So not a bad thing here. But if we pair it alongside Draxus, one of the interesting thing is you basically turn every card then into a token that gets to make a copy because of Mondrak, and then you get to draw a card for each thing that dies. You can see the value that accumulates. Now, the things we want to try to copy with Jaxus in this list are going to be Resolute Reinforcements, because each one that comes into play makes you an additional body, which is also an additional body and an additional body whenever you have Mondrak. Or you can do that with Riveteer's Requisitioner, where you're getting to, in addition to drawing the card when it dies, you also get to get an additional treasure, which makes 2 treasure for each one that goes away, because again, Mondrak, right? So we like all the stuff that these are opening up. But you do have to be aware that with Jaxus, you can't actually make multiple legends, or the legend rule just kills them. So that's the whole thing. So you got to be careful about that. We do have Lunarch Veteran to also take advantage of these tokens and let you gain some extra life. And we're going to be playing Wedding Announcement because, of course, it makes tokens and pumps our bodies, as well as Adeline making a pile more bodies. I was going to say a pile of more bodies, but y'all know what I'm saying. More tokens. And then one of the newer cards we're going to try in here is Urbrass Forge, because it just makes a token every turn and they keep getting bigger. And of course, again, with Mondrak, this does exactly what we want. Now, if we want to get to the bigger end, we do have Skitter Beam Battalions that this can come in and make multiple bodies, which again, we love that with Mondrak, getting those extra tokens. And of course, we're going to be playing Rabble Rousing, because that's one of our favorite cards to play in tokens list. And this can just be a win condition practically by itself if you can just start getting 2 or 3 attackers that are getting through even as 1/1s. But if you want to see the full deck list, it will be at the end of the video, or you can just get it down in the description below. Just look for the blue arrows, and it'll take you to our Moxfield link, where you can see all of our decks from this season, which is over 100 now. But strap yourselves in. We're going to have a hopefully great time making a bunch of tokens, and we'll talk about this at the end of the video and see what we think about it. Alright, I don't love this hand, but I'm going to keep it because we're on the draw. So like, even if we play one of these on 2 and can maybe get lucky and play this on 3, it's not that bad. And if we're able to play this on 3, oh, we drew another one though, then it would mean we already have 4 lands available, so getting to a 5th isn't so bad. But don't know how likely that is to happen from here. Not looking great. The good news is we do have some haste creatures. If this is an Azorius Control type thing that's going to be sweeping the board a bunch, could make that Skitter Beam even better late game. But let's see what the opponent wants to do here. You get some opponents that get trigger happy and they want to counter everything, but not this opponent. Okay, the interesting thing here is they only have 1 color mana, which is a little peculiar. But this feels like they're sitting on Make Disappears and stuff. And we did not draw the aggressive hand, so we're kind of just sitting here, especially with all these mountains and white cards sitting in our hand. So we're actually not in great shape, if we're being honest. I would not be mad for you to blow that up and have 1 less land, because you want the control deck to have less mana. And these can be replayed out of the yard, so I don't mind that either. But we're not really putting any pressure on the opponent. Oh, they have red mana. Didn't see that coming. So they've got all the time in the world right now. Alright, we'll go with this, I guess. Got a negate for us? Yeah, I guess I'll pay for it. That was an awkward exchange. All right, now they have everything they need. I mean, I don't know. They get to one more land. They get to get rid of all of our stuff. So that's not great. With a farewell. I mean, they can move that to 2, and then they can destroy Skrelv's Hive. Get rid of our veterans. That would be real. What? Where did that come from? I 100%, y'all could have had me name 20 cards right now that the opponent was going to cast. That would not have been one of them. Wow. Okay. Good news is we can kill it. Bad news is, if that's what they're waiting to do to us, we are going to be in a world of hurt. Is that thing gaining 5 life a shot with us attacking with these dirtly things when opponents at 15? That's going to be a struggle. That is not good. They almost have enough to add a counter. Oh, yeah, you can add a counter and then blow it up. Yeah, just set it to 2 and then crack everything. That makes sense. They'd be tapped out for the turn, and then we could maybe get some skitter beams going. That would be great. They're checking their graveyard for something. They didn't want to blow things up yet. Alright, we got another land. So now the question becomes, what do we want to do with it? I think we hold off on the skitter beams. I don't think that's what we want to do here. Alright, we get a little bit of life. Get to attack. For real, after seeing the Angel, I don't know if there's Wandering Emperors or not. Like, you do what you gotta do. I'm assuming there is. But man, I don't know. Okay, there's one. I was like, I have no clue what's happening anymore. Sure. You get to block a Lunarch veteran. Nope, they're gonna block the poison for some reason. I don't know. Alright. Ossification finally for an Adeline or something here. Nope, there's a bitter reunion, so we're trying to reanimate some things. Yeah, I got no clue. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm not even mad. Like, I might sound mad. Like, I'm actually impressed and confused right now. Which is honestly, I'd rather be in that state playing Magic than just be bothered or angry. Because, like, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Like, I almost feel like I got, even though I know it's not going to work, that I still need to try to Skitter Beam Battalion. Like, just because. Wandering Emperor's at 1. I mean, they might have another Wandering Emperor. Hell, I don't know. We could keep them from casting one, though, by just trying to fire off a Skitter Beam Battalion, if we want to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab one of those Make Disappears out of their hand. Because we know that's a thing, right? Alright, there we go. So now we're not worried about a Wandering Emperor. Now we just do what we need to do here. That means we're going to send 1, 2, and the other new token. We'll go to... Actually, hold up. Maybe I want to send the Lunarch veterans. Mostly because if they block these, then we would still get creatures out of the deal. Unless it's a farewell, then we just lose everything anyway, and it doesn't matter. So that's whatever. And that just at the opponent. Oh, I meant to attack with the other 1/1 too. Ah, crap. That was supposed to be going at the opponent also. That's the whole reason I didn't send that at the Wandering Emperor. Hope we don't leave the opponent at 1, because that's going to feel real bad. I assumed you were going to double block to kill Adeline. But we're not going to? Okay. Huh. What happened? Did I not attack? I guess I just... Oh, after I clicked the other things, I just didn't send the rest at the opponent. Wow, that was just a bad misclick. I wasn't even paying attention there. That's terrible. If I lose now because of that, I deserve it. I deserve every bit of that. Alright, well. I guess we move to Ataxies. Since we kind of screwed this up already, huh? Yeah, that last turn should have looked way different. Opponent should either be minus creatures or something here, but I goofed that all up. I mean, another Wandering Emperor comes down would not be a surprise. Nope, but we have some tokens to block with, which are relevant here. Alright. Alright. All sounds good. Still at no point did they try to kill the Adeline. I guess I don't quite get it, but sure. I mean, it doesn't totally matter because obviously we have another. It's still a little surprising. Alright. Is this where farewell happens? That's sort of what this feels like. I thought they might have put one more counter on the blast zone there. And maybe blast zone for 3 to get rid of Adeline and the wedding announcement. They didn't, though. Ooh. What can we do with you, little Jaxus? That's interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're 2 away from doing this on the big end. We could play Jaxus. I don't even know if we need to. Opponent's at 10. How does this work out for us? We could also haste a Jaxus after the fact. If we wanted to. We'll get a card at the end of the turn, barring something going crazy. We can just play this for 5 and then force them to sacrifice something if they're only playing Make Disappears. Alright, I'm going to go with that. It does leave 2 mana open in case we want to play the other Luminous Phantom. Alright, so one of those has to block Adeline at this point, unless they have another Wandering Emperor. Let's assume Wandering Emperor, you block, you block, you block that, take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not the worst thing, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to put this down, assuming creatures are going to die this combat. Alright, that was enough. Yeah, that feels real bad because I just missed that attack step. I just didn't even click. I had clicked the creatures to go attack the Wandering Emperor, and then I didn't click again to send in the opponent. So I just missed out on a pile of damage. And somehow still won. I think this was a case of them just playing almost a control-style deck, with us having the Skrelv's Hive just making stuff every turn alongside Adeline. Just kept us making creatures without having to commit. I mean, because for a long time, we kept the other Skitter Beam, we kept the Adeline in hand, and then now we drew Jaxus that could help us produce more cards if we needed it. So, yeah, no complaints there. That was a good one. All right, let's keep this one and see what kind of trouble we can get into. I think here we go ahead and I think we just plop down the Skrelv's Hive. I'm just debating if I probably should have played the Sundown Pass first, knowing we didn't have anything, because I'm kind of thinking about like which of these do I want later. Because of the deck we're playing against, what we might be if it's mono black. I think I want to keep the Iganjo because it opens up more ways to possibly kill a Shieldred. So we'll roll with that. All right, Underdog, you got it. That's not a bad card to have later. Let's go with this. All right, Liliana it is.
This is is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
Sure, I'll sack that.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
I was like, they weren't attacking either way at that point, so it didn't matter that much. You know what? Let's keep it. Let's keep it. Let's play this. Then this. And I'm going to send 2 things into Liliana. And that's cool because we had a turn we got to get the extra token. And we'll still get an extra token at the end of the turn from Wedding Announcement because we only attacked with 1. The second one came into play attacking. Opponent just says nice. Like, yep, it was a way for us to be able to kill Liliana.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Alright, we get a couple extra points of life off that. Actually, we got 3 points in total, so that was pretty good. Yep, keep going. And, yeah, we're going to attack with these. Why not? Alright. Get us a card. Fast turn. So now if they have something like Gix's command, we just drop 4 more 2/2s right back onto the battlefield. Liliana, sure. Why not?
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit.
You want to get rid of that guy? Sure. Don't hate it. They make us discard. I got mountains to go, let me tell you. And making a sacrifice, not a surprise. We'll get rid of one of these just because with poison, why not? Opponent's just willing to give up Liliana here. Alright, so we're going to add 16 power to the board. Yeah, that's just game, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. No, wait. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's only 12. What was I thinking? Yeah, we're still going to take it anyway. That's fine. That's cute. Not necessary, though. Alright, send one of you there. We're going to send all the rest of you up top.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish.
Guess I'll go ahead and play this. I should have done that first, in case, but this is fine. Yep, we ain't even worried about that guy. We'll just punch right past that. And that's a nice bonus, I guess. We can just sack other tokens, so we don't really mind. Yep. Good win there. Alrighty, let's keep this one. I think what's good about stuff like Skrell's Hive against the black decks is like you just have other stuff to sacrifice, which is kind of nice. However, they are doing some discard shenanigans, and what am I going to get rid of here? Probably Skitter Beam. Alright. Not my favorite choice, but not the worst either. I think I'm going to try to sneak down a Forge here, too. I mean, it's a bunch of things that don't block at the moment, which aren't great, but I think that's where we're going here. And then if they have something that sweeps the board, at least we're still able to generate something here. Alright. Yep, we can't block with those. We can set up some blocks next turn, though. And we can entertain that. Okay, that's not where I thought this was going. Huh. Decisions. All right, here we go. Well, you know the opponent has to lose now, right? Because of your goad. Them's the rules. Yep, you got a Shieldred. And they're going to attack with everything here, I'm assuming. Nope. Just that. Alright. I mean, if that's all that's attacking, sure. Ooh, and a Squee. Does a Squee do anything here? Probably not. Alright. I'm just going to play this. I'm not sure it matters enough to help us out, but we do have some removal cards for a Shieldred, but we have to get him in the next turn or two, really. Or it's just not going to do anything.
Consider yourself fortunate. You can deal with my service.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm busy.
Because we're technically losing 3 a turn here. That other Forge, while cute, does nothing. Yeah, we're dead here. Alright. Moving on. I feel like the deck maybe needs a couple more white mana. But alright, let's see what happens. Weaver, no. That's not what we want to see. Alright. Maybe we'll get lucky and let us attack with the Weaver of Harmony and we can just double block it or something. Alright. We at least got something decent out of that. Okay, we'll go ahead and play this. And play this. Alright, you got your Jukai Naturalist. With Chico's Reign of Truth, sounds great. We will... Do I double block here just to get rid of that? And then... Try some squeeze something or other next turn? Sure. Actually, I don't even think we need to. Never mind. Let's not even block. Because we are going to gain some life here, and we'll see. That doesn't drastically change anything we want to do, I don't think. I mean, they can gain some life by blocking the 1/1 anyway, so... Oh, they didn't even want to. Look at that. Alright. So now we get the option to cast Reinforcements, or we could just cast Rabble-Rousing next turn. Or we can save the mana and try to get a big White Sun off later. Is also a possibility.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
Alright, works for me. Well, if I'd have known we were going to draw a land, we could be attacking with a lot more stuff right now. That's super sad. Alright. Well, the good news is, if we can get to one more life. Ooh. I guess we go with this. And then just for sports, we'll gain a life attacking into a Wandering Emperor. Alright, let's find an untapped land. That would be awesome.
Show them how we greet our
Yeah, go for it. Because if we don't get what we need, it just doesn't matter here anyway. So, sure. We did find it, though, however. So, I say we attack. Try to get rid of Wandering Emperor. Or at least put it lower. Get some life out of the deal.
Big mistake.
And then we go ahead and do this for 5. Okay. And now we got a rabble rousing locked and load. Oh, we don't get to rabble rousing. Gross. Almost had a shot. Oh, scratch that. Rabble rousing's back on the menu. Let's go for it. We're going to get a Mondrak. Attacking with all our things. Playing Mondrak. Alright, opponent's going to take 3 and still have a pile of life here. In the turn. Another wedding announcement. Probably not good enough. So we're off to the races now. Make us 2 more duders. Man, let's just draw our, not that, but that doesn't hurt either, I guess. Sure. Just bring it all. Big pile of 24 knuckleheads over here. Look at Adeline's a 39-4 right now. That is the largest I've seen that. All right, opponent's going to take 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Go all the way to 11. Oh, to 12. Sorry, I miscounted. Borrowed time. Sure. Get rid of whatever you like. Yeah, I mean, you might as well. It's all the same thing here. You got to be able to stop 28 plus 1-1s. 28, 30, 32 1-1s. 33. Ah, so many. Ooh. What do we do with this? I think we have to keep this. But having double Sundown Pass is not terribly happy here. Okay, that's a little better now. Because now we can play aggressively. Because we can, like, turn 2 Requisitioner, try to turn 3 Squee or Adeline if we want. So, some doors are definitely opened up here. Let's attack first. So, it looks like they have at least some type of bounce spell here. So, that's something worth noting. See if we can get them to counter this. Alright. Sure. I'm okay with that. I would have rather it been something that could also counter a creature, but we can at least live with the results of that. Alright. I'm assuming they're just going to draw cards here on this turn. And then probably just try to play Haughty Djinn and leave up a counter if I were guessing. Yep. Kind of the typical play pattern here. Alright, so Haughty Djinn's going to be a 4/4. Assuming that's what they've got. Nope, just a terror. I say just a terror, like that's not something, but still a thing here nonetheless. We attack. They block the Requisitioner. We get a treasure. We can play another Requisitioner. Alright. The reason I don't mind this too much is that it also puts us in a position where if we gain enough life, we can survive 1, possibly 2 more of the Haughty Djinn hits when that shows up. So that's something else to think about too. I think they have a Fading Hope though, so they're going to probably bounce out of line and leave mana to counter. If I were guessing. So that's something I would do. Alright, so what's the game plan here? If we play Squee, they just block Squee. But they're going to block Squee and Adeline anyway. Probably save their Haughty Djinn. Trade. Alright. Oh, they don't have any more creature counters. Well, that's news. Alright. At least no cheap 1 blue mana creature counters. Alright, so they're going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Since they've already shown us they don't have any counters. We've also created a situation now where the Haughty Djinn, I was going to say, can't really attack. But they may just be on double blocking duty here. Alright, so we have them set up to take 2, 4, 5, 6, and they go to 4? Yeah, alright. Actually take an extra one, because Squee generates a token as well. But this is really how you beat the blue decks. I mean, if you can get up under them, and then just keep them on the defensive the whole time. And we do have enough cards in the graveyard to recast a Squee. So that's a bonus. Oh, I should have got my 2 more life there, actually. That's a little bit of a mistake. I guess we just do this anyway, though. Sure. I'll get the one that makes more bodies. Alright. Impulse, not going to cut it when we're at 30. And we have way more than lethal, even if they get 2 more bodies out. Yeah, they'd literally have to double the power of stuff right now to even matter. Yep. I like seeing the blue deck just strained. And understand they're getting beat by 1/1s. A bunch of commons. Gotta love it. Alright, we'll take it. Ooh, man. Okay, we'll keep it. Though, I'm almost hoping this is a Selesnya Enchantments deck, because these... Oh, against mono red, these are bad. These are real bad. Oh, no. What are we looking to do here? Alright, I guess I want to play this first. Because if they kill something, whether it be that, maybe we can get a couple of points of life off of our veteran. Buy us a little bit of time. Good that that came out when it did. They might have more, but... feels like maybe we'll get a little bit of something out of this. That's the turn. I have the mana, though. Need one of our big cards. That's what we're looking for here. One of our biggins. And this is a great blocking scenario. Because then we get to pick off one of these. And then we're only down 1 life. That's also excellent. Though I kind of want to hold this. Be able to make extra blockers here, believe it or not. Attacking with this, because I'm not going to block with that, obviously. Okay, do I keep this to make blockers? Yeah. It'll hurt a little bit if they play, like, Thundering Raiju and put counters on it or something here, but it's whatever. You know, I might block here for sport, just in case they 2-for-1 our Adeline. We don't get wrecked. Okay, they didn't have it. There was a possibility, though. Now, that sucks. That is not what we were looking for here. What do we do now? I guess we could still flash in blockers, so that's something. I'm definitely attacking with that. Definitely attacking with that. Probably not the veteran. And then if they don't block, I might just flash this in to get 2 more bodies. I say flash it in. Activate it. Oh, they're not blocking anyway. Okay, cool. Now we'll just get a bigger hit and 2 more life. Love that. Sure. I'm probably not blocking anything here. Just for the... I'd say it's not true. I'm definitely blocking here. Actually, should I just go ahead and block? Does that hurt anything? Probably not. That's fine. Opponent says GG. Shooting us to 15. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's see if we can find a 2-mana thing here. That's not what we're looking for. I mean, I guess we could reliably cast Rabble Rousing on time now. But now I just want spells we can cast between now and Rabble Rousing. Oh, angels are showing up. Oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, and we didn't draw anything. Ah, that could be the end of us. I mean, there is a world, I suppose, where we can get extremely lucky if we have any real amount of life left. Well, would like that a second ago. And can actually get the Rabble Rousing off. But I have a feeling we're going to lose Adeline here. Get attacked for a bunch. I may even just have to reinforcements into Rabble Rousing. Might be my only real play. It may be nice if we can get another veteran. The extra life gain, I think, would help us out here. But I'm not sure what we want beyond that. Ooh, that's more life gain. That's going to make it even harder on us. Okay, yep. And everything with vigilance, so we don't get to attack. And we got no help spell-wise. Yeah, that's tough. I guess I could have tried to bait the opponent into a block by attacking with Adeline and then flashing in reinforcements, because I would have turned it into a 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a missed attack. I should have done that for sure. Because I would have at least cost them a creature, which could have mattered. The problem is, they've got blue mana and other stuff now. I'm going to assume we're just dead. I mean, as bad as I want to get reinforcements out, I'm going to go ahead and try this. See if we just off Jada. Even though it's legendary, they could be they could have another one. I have another land, so I can still play the Rabble Rousing without worrying about it too much. Uh-oh. Oh, flashing an angel. That makes sense. Alright. They didn't counter it, but it looked like they could have. So that's not great for us. Please play another Giada? I'd love you for it. Ah. They've got a counter here. I don't think we can win. Alright. Make disappear, you got me. I'll give you the GGs. Yep. Alright. Ah, that sucked. We had a bad start. Ugh. Yeah, that one was just bad all around. We had a bad start. We drew 2 Adelines. Just, we're never on pace to do what we needed to do. And I missed an attack, which was ultimately probably not a huge deal because they were at 20 life plus. Actually, they were at like 18, I think, at the time. Like, we attack. They're probably just going to not block anyway. But should have at least put them in the situation where they had to try, especially since we had another Adeline. Maybe could have baited out a counter. I don't know. But yeah, definitely didn't play that well, but the opponent's hand was very good compared to mine. Ugh, mulligan. Hate it, but I feel like we gotta keep it. Man, I want to cast his Jaxus, but the way the games have lined up, just not been able to do that. There goes our wedding announcements. Dang it. Yeah, that hurts. Alright, well now we know they're probably sitting on a pile of removal. Like I say, if I had Liliana, I probably would have shown up there. That's the turn. Alright, might as well use it. The thing that's tough here is they're not going to play their, like, Obliterator or what's her name, Shieldred, because they know we've got Destroy Evil. So, like, we're in a spot where we're almost trying to find other things that, like, make tokens and stuff. So maybe we could get a Mondrak to live, you know, like... Alright, that's something. I'll take it. We're obviously sitting and playing against a handful of removal right now. Alright. We're going to make a 2-2. Now, admittedly, they might just Shieldred's Edict and have a cut down, but, like, what else are you going to do, right?
Keep watch for intruders.
I mean, if you got it, you got it. Alright. I mean, we got to get the stuff out of their hand at some point. Alright, this at least becomes kind of interesting. Not that we got a great card under it, but... Ooh, in hindsight, maybe I should have taken the Lunark Veteran. Alright, here comes Shieldred. Oh, no, there was not a Shieldred. Ooh, interesting. I would have thought there would have been. Alright, if we do this, this is going to die. But then we could Flash Requisitioner. Alright, let's see what they got. Alright, we assume that could be a thing. I guess I should have Requisitioned her first, because I could have dodged a cut down on the Adeline. She would have been a 2. I mean, I guess I could have... Yeah, because I was making a token. Yeah, that's a bad call on my part. I should have done that. Okay, play this duder. Play this duder. Actually, why don't you leave us some white mana, Arena? What are you doing? I might want to save some life. Alright, attack with this. Get our piles. In the turn. Please don't Gix's command. Oh man, you exile it? Sure. Alright. If I play this, we get that now, right? I don't think it's worth it. I'll wait. I'd rather have more fuel in case they draw something next turn. Yeah, we're not hurting with that. Yep, that works. Okay, so there was a couple things here that I wanted to fix up a little. Because, as it turns out, I don't mind Skrell's Hive. It obviously does a decent amount of work when you have the Veteran. It also does a decent amount of work when you have Mondrak. However, there is the issue that it's not particularly great against something like Mono Black or Mono Red, just because they have ways to keep dealing damage to you while you're losing that life. But something I was considering is, what if we were playing Coppercoat Vanguards? And hear me out, right? We get stuff like Adeline, which happens to be a human. It also makes human tokens. We have Wedding Announcement that's making humans. We have Lunark Veteran. We have Resolute Reinforcements. So it really benefits a lot of our cards. Even Jaxus happens to be a human, right? So that could be a benefit to us and something worth considering. Also, Valor Stance is kind of neat, but didn't do nearly enough. So I'd be fine cutting that and replacing it with something else. There's a few things just going on here, like rabble rousing. Our biggest problem is we just never had a chance to work with Jaxus, and I really wanted to, and unfortunately, it just didn't come up. So, if I were saying anything, I'd cut the Valorous Stance. I kind of like the idea of going with Copper Coat. I kind of am digging that instead of the Skrelv's Hive, even though again it is a way to make tokens or whatever. I like having the Requisitioners. But here's a very interesting thing we could consider too, is Surge of Salvation, right? Now, today was just one of those anomalous days, but we ran into a bunch of decks that had black and had red. If we'd have run into a day where we're playing against a bunch of mono white aggro, playing against Azorius Control, then it doesn't really matter so much. So Surge of Salvation is a card that I think is at least worth considering. I don't know how great it's going to be in a lot of situations, but it's something we should at least give some amount of time to. Because I think it could actually help out a lot. Now, if you are playing against a bunch of control decks, then stuff like the Skrelv's Hive is probably just better, so you can go back to playing that. I also like if there was a way to play an additional Rabble Rousing or a White Sun's Twilight, because this card actually came in handy. It was clutch the times we got it, so I don't really want to do without that too much either. So I guess the tough part here is, how badly do we want to keep Jaxus in the list, right? I think that's the thing. And I'm already at 61 cards, and honestly, I wouldn't even be opposed to cutting a Jaxus for another White Sun's Twilight. Because even if you just have like the Veteran out and being able to get 4 or 5 tokens and gain some life, like that still counts. And with Mondrak, obviously, you get a whole pile of dudes. So, it's tough. This one's a really, really tough one on which one I want to go with. But I think for now we'll leave the list as is. But sadly, if you end up wanting to replace something, it's probably going to be Jaxus. But here we've got 2 Coppercoat Vanguard, 2 Destroy Evil, 4 Resolute Reinforcements, 4 Riveteer Requisitioner, 3 Out of Line, 4 Wedding Announcement, a Squee, 2 Urbrass Forge, 3 Mondrak, 2 Wandering Emperor, 2 Jaxus, 1 Rabble Rousing, 2 Skitter Beam Battalion, 1 White Sun Zenith, 2 Iganjo, 7 Plains, 6 Mountains, 1 Sekinzen, 4 Battlefield Forge, 4 Sundown Pass. And actually, I'm going to cut them out and play another Plains as well, because we had a lot of openers where it was just too much red mana, and that'll shore that up a little bit, I think. Yeah, and I think really, that's kind of the takeaway that's tough here, is as much as we wanted Jaxus to work, I don't think it's bad, but I think we needed even more things that weren't legendaries so we could use them alongside Jaxus. Now, I think upping the number of Requisitioners, playing the Coppercoat Vanguards, or Coppercoat Scouts, like, that could actually do something to help the deck. But I'm still not totally sold that we don't want Skrelv's Hive, right? I think that could still be something that we want to have in the list. So I'm going to go back and forth. You may end up with some in the final list. We may not. I'm going to be moving a lot of parts around to figure out how we want this to look. So don't be surprised you see like only 1 Jaxus left or something like that in the final list, because I think it's a neat card. I think it can help the deck, but it's not necessarily like the ideal thing we're looking for sometimes. But yeah, overall it was pretty fun and did the things we wanted to do. And honestly, the rabble rousings were super exceptional, so love that. But yeah, it's a close one. This one's tough. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Crested Sunmare. Mostly because we have a few ways to gain life in this list, and being able to make other 5/5s would be pretty damn good. And it's kind of one of those things that once you start rolling and gaining life, then you get a whole pile of 5/5s. It's just hard for your opponents to deal with. But the funny thing is, you look at this card and you kind of wonder, like, it's probably bulk. Actually, it's not even close to bulk. It's worth a few dollars, actually. So if you have these sitting around, you might still be able to get a little bit of something for them. And if you enjoyed everything we were doing with this deck today, we have another version of this where we take it up a notch, and it actually adds black for a little more quirkiness. That's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.